When I was a child and people would say, do you want to be a doctor or engineer? I would say I wanted to be Indira Gandhi. I grew up in India till I was 17 and then went to Mount Holyoke in the US, graduated in economics and mathematics. Went to work for JP Morgan as an investment banker, first in New York and then in London. And in 2009, I quit and came back to India and joined grassroots politics. Today I am the General Secretary of the All India Trinamool Congress. Simple answer, no. No. Every single person in my life thought it was the stupidest thing I was doing. The only person who said go for it was my husband, Lars. He was the only person who said this is something you wanted to do. People take 5 years off and have a baby. People take 5 years off and go travel. So if this is something you really want to do, just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But you've got to give it a go. There are 3 M's in politics. And money is not one of the M's. The first is, it says there is a method. The second is myth. And the third is magic. So when you want to enter politics, you need a method how to do it. Whether you're going to do it via the grassroots thing, whether you're going to do it via Delhi, via the media cell of an organization. That's the M, the method. The second is the myth. Once you're in, you've got to create a myth. People have got to start talking about you, saying that, she's this, she's this, she's this, she can do that. To create the buzz, create the myth. The third is the magic. When you finally get into grassroots politics, you've got to go there and you've got to be able to identify and connect with people and have people identify and connect with you. And women should remember this, that it's possible. You've got to find your own combination of each of these 3 M's. My first meeting outside of Calcutta was in Nadia, 2.5 hours out of Calcutta, 2.5 hours out. And I said, what do you want? I asked the women there. And they said, in Bengali, they said, Ma, amader khabare jol chai. Which is they want drinking water. Because everything in that area was arsenic affected. All the children had black teeth. All the adults have black teeth. So can you imagine 65 years after independence, 2.5 hours out of Calcutta, all people want is drinking water. I mean, it's humbling. And we're sitting there talking about India is this and India is that. And, what is the speed of your internet connection? And it's bullshit. Women's issues are important, but all issues are important. So, when I'm talking about the poor, when you see absolute desperate poverty the way we see it, you can't go there and say you're man or woman. It's just a human being who's not getting enough to eat. So, yeah, women's issues are important, but before that, you've got to deal with just food, sanitation, roads, education. All of these issues are important for every single one of us. So women's issues are important. Of course, rape is important. Of course, women's education is important. Of course, women's empowerment is important. But I think in India right now, the bar is so low that you really have to start from scratch. And those issues encompass everybody. Of not having to conform to any idea of feminism. Of letting me be what I am, even if that may be conforming to a traditional idea of masculinity. So be it. I consider myself to be a strong woman. If that's being a feminist, you can interpret it like that. I don't think of myself as a feminist. I think of myself as a humanist. In my past, in all of our pasts, if you're reasonably smart and you work reasonably hard, you'll do well. So at Mount Holyoke, you work reasonably hard, you did well, you'd get good grades. You start working in JP Morgan, you're reasonably smart, you work reasonably hard, you get promoted, you make more money, you get a better bonus. So 2 plus 2 in our world so far has always added up to 4. You come into politics, everything that you know, every frame of reference just dissolves. It's completely new. And you could be the smartest person, you could know much more than the person next to you, you could work much more than the person next to you. He or she could succeed and you could fail. So just this lack of control, you no control over your own destiny is very unsettling. So I think that's the most difficult part in politics. My message to the youth of India would be just give up apathy, this chalta hai attitude that someone else is going to clean up. This is our country, this is you, this is me, we're all in this together. Nobody else is going to come and clean it up. And there's nothing that you can't do if you set your mind to it. I'm living proof of it. So take courage from that and have raw courage, be brave. So if you're brave and you're not apathetic, I think the youth of India have the power to transform India.